Hello, welcome to this special class of Vinyasa to Yin, or Vin to Yin, as I like to call it. I haven't taught one of these classes in a while, so I'm actually pretty excited about it. It's one of my favorite ones. So if you enjoy this class, at the end of this video, I have a little contact slide that will come up. Please feel free to send me an email and let me know if you would like to see more of Vin to Yin. So for this class, it's just like it sounds. We're going to start off with the typical vinyasa flow-based yoga, and then we're going to come down and ease into yin style yoga, and we'll go right into our Shavasana from there. Props needed for this class. I've got a block on each side of my mat. You don't necessarily have to do that. That's just so that when I go to the other side, I can turn around. My block is there if I need it, and my backside is not facing the camera. You can take your blocks though, however, and have them more towards the front of your mat. I have a yoga bolster cushion here that I may need, not really sure if I will, but it's here in case I need it. I am sitting on a folded blanket, but I've also got a couple extra blankets over here as well. So without further ado, let's get started. So find a nice comfortable seat, whatever that would look like for you. So I'm just gonna kind of wiggle, wiggle, wiggle here, just getting my sits bones nice and rooted. And then I wanna think about coming back just a little bit here. So think about ears, shoulders, and hips in this nice alignment. Think about zipping up from the pubic bone and behind the navel, belly button into the spine. Good, I'm just gonna open my palms here towards the ceiling. Taking a slight tuck in the chin. And I'm going to begin to settle into this practice. As I begin to turn inward a little bit, doing a little body scan, where could I, in my body, soften just a little bit more? Is that around the eyes and the face, the jaw, the tongue, the shoulders, the hips? And once you've softened just a little bit more, bring your attention and your awareness to your breath. Noticing, is that breath calm, anxious, smooth, rapid, choppy? Do you breathe with the shoulders? Do you have expansion of the rib cage? Do you breathe with the belly? Are you in and out through the nose, in and out through the mouth, or a combination? So beginning to change that breath up now as we inhale through the nose. Find that expansion, grow taller in the spine if you kind of went into that slump asana a little bit here. And slowly release. Good. Big inhale through the nose and expand. And slowly release. One more time. Big inhale through the nose and expand. And exhale, release. Good. We'll take fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, 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 and lengthen nice and tall, touching palms together. Exhale, hands in the heart center. Connecting with an intention for your practice. What would you like to give or receive? Maybe you'd like to dedicate this practice to someone or something. And once you have that set, we'll inhale, take those palms up overhead, and exhale, growing taller as we bring those arms down. Good. So just a basic spine preparation here. Big inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, I'm going to take a side bend over towards my left, and I'm just going to reach, reach, reach here. And I'm expanding to that right side of the body. My sits bones are grounded. And then from here, you choose. You can stay here. You're always welcome to come out. You can side bend deeper so long as sits bones are rooted. Some people like to open up a little bit here towards the ceiling, and that's your choice. Others like a C-curve roll. Forehead in the direction of the knee, but not touching. But the belly button is in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, engage. Make your obliques, your side abs work. Reach, 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 and inhale. Exhale, taking it over to the right now. Reach, reach, reach. Good. Breathe and expand. Good. And then from here, you choose. You can stay here. You can come out. You can side bend deeper. You might choose to open that heart towards the ceiling, or you might choose a C curve roll, forehead in the direction of the knee, but not touching. And then from here, whenever you're ready, inhale and lengthen. Exhale, engage, coming all the way back up. Good. Turning palms away, growing taller from crown to tail. Good. Big inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, lift, and we'll take a nice gentle twist to the left, rolling shoulders back, maybe looking a little bit more behind you. Breathe and expand. Inhale and lift. Exhale, center. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, take that nice twist to the other side, rolling that shoulder back, looking a little bit more behind you. And then from here, when you're ready, inhale and lift. Exhale, come to center. Good. I'm going to take my thumbs inside my hands here, just wrapping the fingers around. And I'm just going to roll those wrists down. And as I reach my shoulder point, I'm just going to reverse that direction. Good. Okay. From here, whenever you're ready, we're going to come into tabletop position. So as I come into tabletop position, I'm just going to move this blanket out to the side. Good. But you know you can always use a blanket to cushion knees if you need to do that. So from here, coming in a good form, I'm spreading my fingers nice and wide. I'm rooting through the knuckles of the pinky, the pointer, and the thumb. I'm pressing in, so my shoulders are in their pockets. Elbows are turning in slightly. Shoulders can be over the wrists or slightly behind them. Knees can be under the hips or slightly behind them. If you are suffering from a little bit of low back issue today, maybe take your knees just slightly wider apart. Belly button in. Good. Big inhale, shine that heart forward, tip the pelvis back, nice cow pose. Exhale, really round, mad cat pose. Inhale, shining forward. Exhale and round. Good. We're going to take some movement here. So we're going to try and do this as a rolling cat-cow. So from here, let's think about inhaling on the cow. Exhale, rolling through cat, sinking back, just coming up and rounding. So it's not quite dynamic cat-cow flow. You're not quite going into that little push-up, but you're moving or trying to move in this little circle. So it's just a little bit of a scoop. Moving with the breath. Remember, you want to move nice and fluid. You don't want to move with rigidity. And then from here, when you're ready, come back to all fours. And I'm just going to look over that left shoulder. And then when I do that, I'm squeezing the low rib cage on the left side and that left pelvis bone together. And then same thing when I come to the right. Probably should have started with the side, but that's okay. I'm squeezing together. So when you're squeezing right here. We'll do that again. And we'll go over to the other side and squeeze, looking over that shoulder. And the other side and squeeze, looking over that shoulder. Good. From here, find a nice child's pose. Knees can be together as wide as the mat, somewhere in between. Arms can be long in front of you for extended child's pose, or more traditional, hands can come by the ankles. Forehead can come to the floor or to the ground. Make this one more active. Could you zip up from the pubic bone or behind the navel? Keeping expansion in the rib cage, belly in. So reconnect with your intention. And when you're ready, we'll inhale, look forward, and we'll come back to tabletop position. We're going to go right into our first downward facing dog here. So if you're taller, take your hands about a half a hand's width or full hand's width forward. If you're short like me, I'm 4'10". I was 4'9.5" for a long time, so I'm really happy to say I'm 4'10", thanks to yoga and Pilates. So we're gonna tuck the toes. I'm gonna press in and forward into my mat. I'm gonna lift my knees and I'm gonna shift. Good. As I do that, I'm just gonna kind of settle into my feet. So I wanna press evenly into my big toe and pinky toe mounds. Hip, knees, and toes, ankles are tracking in alignment. My head and neck are free. My shoulders are in their pocket. My belly button is in. You can start to lengthen the legs a little bit here. Heels may or may not come down. For most people, they do not. Don't try to force them. You can walk your dog, bending one knee, lengthening one leg. Some people like to come high on the toes and drop the heels. Find what works for you, knowing that stillness is always an option. Stay with your breath. Good. And then from here, I'm going to take some stillness, a little softness in the knees. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk or step this first one forward to meet your hands. Good. Get into all four corners of the feet. I'm just going to let myself come and dangle here. So maybe you don't touch the floor with your hands. Maybe you come to a block. My head and neck are free. A little bit of a bend in the knees. I'm still breathing and expanding here. Let's inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. I'm going to come to my shins or my knees, flat spine. Exhale and we'll bow. Let's do that one more time. To the floor or to the knees. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Soft knees, soft tailbone, soft heart. Let's continue to move. Good. Big inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to move through a modified sun salute A here, and then we're going to move right into a few regular sun salute A's. So from here, when you're ready, big inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank pose. You choose. Take or skip a flow. So, and I totally messed that up. That's okay. So I'm going to do a modified flow here. I'm going to move my knees down. I'm going to come down halfway. I'm going to come up into my nice back bend. Good. And then from here, I'm just going to move back, tucking the toes into downward facing dog. Good. And there's your modified. Good. Preparing for full. Inhale, look forward, bend those knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain intention. Full sun salute A. Inhale and we lift. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank pose. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Good. Exhaling back to down dog. Good. So I don't go very deep in general. I go even less deep now in my chaturangas because of a shoulder injury that I'm kind of rehabbing. So always be kind to your shoulders. Always take the modification that I do if you need that, or skip it entirely. Inhale, look forward, bend those knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do that one more time. Inhale and lift. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, plant the hands. You can take or skip the flow here. I'm going to do that modified one. Taking feet back, lowering knees down, trying not to collapse to the shoulders as I find my back bend And then exhale, take it down, finding my downward facing dog. Good. From downward facing dog, inhale, look forward, bend those knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center, finding breath, mountain, and tension. Good. Okay, from here, we're going to go right into a little flow here and be mindful of where you need to be. Some people are going to have a lifted knee. Some people are going to have a grounded knee. So be mindful. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and move out. Now from this bow, I'm going to plant my hands. I'm going to take my left foot back. So I'm going to come into a right up runner. Blocks can come under the hands if you need to. Good. So I'm going to rock back and forth here for a moment. So remember, my front heel is grounded. I'm pressing back through that back heel. It is not grounded, but I'm strong in that back thigh. So I'm not collapsing there. I'm strong in my torso, even though my torso is touching my thigh. I'm still engaging and I'm lengthening. Good. Now from here, you're going to choose. Back knee can come grounded like this. You can keep it lifted. Your left hand can come to a block or to the floor, and we're going to open to the right. Good. Really press that mat or the block away from you. Inhale. Exhale, take that back down. Good. From here, lift your back knee if you had it grounded. I'm going to just shift back a little bit here. So when I do that, I'm pressing back a little bit more with my back heel. Back heel is still not grounded. I'm going to take my right hip back, left hip forward just a moment. And then you want to keep some softness in this knee. So we just don't want to lock and hyperextend. I'm lengthening my torso. Blocks can come under the hands here if you need to. If your hamstring will let you, you're welcome to fold in a little bit deeper. Sometimes they let us, sometimes they don't. So we just honor where we are in the moment. While we're here, come back to that intention, come back to that breath. Good. Inhale, look forward, come out of a deeper fold if you took it. I'm going to put a bend in that right knee now, planting my hands, front foot steps back. You choose, take or skip a flow. So here I am with my modified flow again. Good. And taking it back. Good. From your downward facing dog, inhale, look forward, bend those knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, little bow. Good. Just take a moment in your bow. Let the head and neck be free. Find that little traction. Maybe you want to grab opposite elbow here for a moment. And when you're ready, we'll release the elbows. Good. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, move out. This time, we're going to take the right foot back into a left up runner. Take blocks under the hands if you need them. Let them help you with balance and stability. And I'm pressing back through my right heel now. Good. I'm nice and strong through this back thigh. You can rock back and forth. Some people like to do that. Nothing wrong. Good. I'm lengthening and I'm strong here. Now you choose. Back knee can stay lifted or you can ground it down. I'm going to plant my right hand on the floor or onto a block. Draw up and in. Now we're going to twist to the left. I'm pressing back through that back heel because I'm staying lifted. And at any point when we're somewhere here, remember, you're not committed. So if you need to ground down that knee at any time, you can. If you've been grounded for a while and want to see what it feels like with a lifted knee, then lift it. Try it. Inhale. Exhale, take that back down. Good. From here, we're going to press, we're going to lengthen. Blocks can come under the hands if you need to. I'm going to take my left hip back, right hip forward. I'm going to press back a little bit more through that right heel. Right heel's not grounded. I'm keeping that front knee soft and unlocked. I'm lengthening my torso. And then I'm going to decide, do I want to stay here or do I want to fold in? Okay, so choose where you want to be. I'm just going to be here and keep it a little bit easier for right now for me. Good. From here, if you took a deeper fold, you'll come up out of there. We're going to put a bend in that front knee, planting your hands, front foot stepping back. You choose take or skip a flow. So I'm going to skip this one, but you're free to move forward into that little flow if you want it. Good. From your downward facing dog, when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend those knees, walk, step or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and bow. Inhale, root, engage and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center, finding breath, mountain, intention. Inhale and we'll lift. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. One more time. We're going to take that left foot back, find that right up runner. Good. This time I'm going to ground down that knee, untucking that back foot. Good. Use blocks to help you with stability and support as you come back up. And then from here, just do a little self-check. Front hip will come back slightly, back hip forward. Make sure this back knee is behind the hip, not underneath it. And if you want that balance challenge, you can take those arms up. Zip up from the pubic bone to behind the navel. Good. Taking the arms forward. I'm going to watch my right hand as I open to my right. Inhale, exhale, coming back center. Good. I'm going to plant those hands, untuck the back toe. Good. Front foot's going to come back, and I'm going to walk my dog here. As I walk my dog here, I'm going to come onto the left side. I'm going to lift that left leg, 3-point. I'm going to bend that knee. I'm going to open to my left. Strong, even upper body. So I'm squaring the shoulders here. Good. So you can stay right here in stillness. Now my front body is nice and tight so that I do not dump into the low back. Some people like an ankle twirl. Some people like a hip circle. If you're taking those, don't forget opposite directions. And then from here, when I'm ready, I'm just going to square those hips back. I'm going to come forward just a little bit here, and I'm going to ground down that left knee. I'm going to take this foot out to the side, my left foot. I'm going to reach my right foot back, and we're going to come into a grounded, or a modified, I should say, side plank. So you can be here. You want a little bit more, find a little bit of lift. Now, I'm stopping right here at this modification because we're going to do a more active, more advanced one here in a bit. So baby steps. Inhale. Exhale, take that back down. Find your downward facing dog. You choose. Hang out here. Maybe you want to move forward into a flow. I'm going to drop my knees, doing my modified one. Good. And then coming back, finding downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale, look forward, bend those knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bow. We're going to go right into the other side. So now your right foot's going to come back. You're now in that left up runner. Good. We're going to lower down that right knee. Good. Find stability here with blocks if you need those before you come up. And then you decide, do you want to rest here or do you want to take your arms up overhead? Good. Still zipping up from the pubic bone to behind the navel. Good. I'm going to take my arms forward. We're going to open to the left, looking behind you. Woo, not as much opening for me because of my shoulder, but that's okay. Inhale, exhale, coming back. taking that down. Untuck the back toe, planting the hands, front foot steps back. You choose. Actually, I don't think we took a flow here, but that's okay if you put an extra one in. That won't bother us. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come to the right side. We're going to bend that right knee. We're going to open to the right. Strong, even upper body. Square off those shoulders. Zipping up through the front body. Good. Maybe an ankle circle. Maybe a hip circle. Good. You choose. Good. And then from here, I'm just going to bring that back down. I'm going to shift forward. Good. So now my right knee is going to come down. I'm just going to come over on this side here. Good. So we're doing that side plank variation on this side. Good. So leg can be grounded, or you can take it and lift it. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Take that down. Make your way to your downward facing dog. Good. And when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend those knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, and bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center, finding breath, mountain, intention. Good. We're going to flow into a little bit of warrior and do a little side plank flow. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and bow. From here, step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip your flow. Good. And from your downward facing dog, we're going to go into the right side first now. So right leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee. Round forward, step or pick up and put that right foot forward between the hands. And I'm going to warrior prep, heel to arch, or a little bit wider. I'm going to take my block to my right side here just in case I need it. And then with stability, I'm going to rise into my warrior 2. Good. Good. So rolling the shoulders back. Maybe your front hip comes back just a smidge. That'll help that front knee track towards the pinky toe. Make sure hip, knees, and toes are tracking, and you can look down and see that front toe. If not, take that foot more forward. Good. When you're ready, palms up. We'll reach. And look up at those hands. Root those feet into the mat. And exhale, warrior 2. One more time. Inhale and reach. Exhale, warrior 2. From your warrior 2, going into an extended side ankle. So I'm going to press to the back edge of the back foot. I'm going to lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Good. Forearm comes to the thigh or to a block. I'm actually going to use a block today. So you can have it on the outside or the inside, and we'll just open up. Good. Now you can stay here. I oftentimes like to find that long diagonal line from fingertip to the edge of the back foot. And watch that front knee. Can you press arm and leg into each other if you've got your hand down on a block or the floor? And we'll breathe. Good. Press a little bit more through the back foot. Just because the front knee is bent doesn't mean we put all of our weight there. Be strong. Make your muscles work. Inhale. Exhale. Look down at that front foot. We'll lengthen out of there. Take it into exalted. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Cartwheel it down. Plant the hands. Front foot steps back. You choose take or skip a flow. While you're deciding your fate there, I'm just going to switch places on my mat. So when we do the left side, then my back side is not to you. So from here, when you're ready, left leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee. Round, round, round. Step or pick up and put that left foot forward between the hands. Good. Use blocks if you need to stabilize. We're going to warrior prep the back foot, heel to arch, or a little bit wider. And when you're ready, we're going to rise up here, warrior 2. Good. So again, find the back edge of your foot. Front hip will come back just a little bit. Back hip will come forward. Are you tracking? Can you see that toe? Good, breathe, come back to that breath, come back to that intention. Let it be your focus when things get hard. Palms up, we're gonna lengthen and look overhead. Exhale, come back, warrior two. Watch your knee tracking. Inhale. Exhale. Good, pressing to that back foot. I'm gonna lengthen, lengthen, lengthen and hinge. Forearm to the thighs. You can take a hand down. I'm gonna bring my block in on this side as well. And then I'm gonna open up here. Good, staying here, maybe arm up over by the ear. Long diagonal line. Good, really open that chest if you can. Stay with that breath. Press to the back edge of the back foot. Inhale. Exhale, look down at that front foot. We're gonna lengthen. We're gonna come out of there, exalted. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel it down, swivel up the back foot, front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip your flow. You'll come forward. I'll do one more. Good. And then from down dog. All right. We are going to go into a little bit of a side plank here. At first, this is going to be slower. And then I'll show you how you can pick up the pace a little bit. Only if you want to and only if it's okay for you. So remember, I'm just going to start by taking my left knee down here. So we did that modified one where we had the knee down. So this is a good option here. Maybe this is where you want to be or your stack, okay? And so then maybe you come through center and then you decide where you want to go on the other side. Is it going to be here? I apologize, my backside is to you. Good. Is it going to be here or the stack? Okay. And then from here, you choose. Moving at your pace, going from one side plank to the other side plank. Watch your shoulder. You want it to be over behind the wrist, not over forward. Good. Now, I'm going to pick up my pace a little bit here. Good. Trying to keep hips lifted. Good. One more time each side. With a smile. And then from here, when you're ready, carefully take those knees down. Find a child's pose. Whew. Build some nice heat there too. And then from here, when you're ready, we're going to move forward. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, find a downward facing dog. Check in with good down dog form while you're here. Press the hands in and forward into your mat. Rooting through knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. Elbows turning in, shoulders in their pockets. Maybe some softness in the knees. Belly button in. Good. Always a good place here to check in with breath and intention. And when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend those knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and a bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center, finding breath. Mountain, intention. Good. So from here, we're going to do our standing balance before we flow down and stay down into some yin poses. So we're going to come into a tree pose, and we're going to keep this one pretty simple. So we're not going to do the more advanced folds or anything like that. But remember, you can always come to a wall or a steady piece of furniture if you need to do that as well. So I'm going to start on my left leg. So my hip, knee, and toe are going to face forward. Good. Now, before you even do anything with the other leg, can you find all four corners of the feet? So can you maybe lift the toes a little bit while pressing into the big toe and pinky toe mounds? Your arch is going to lift a little bit, and you're going to get into the heel while keeping the knee a little bit soft. There's a reason why I'm telling you to do that. Could you then choose, are you going to be kickstand? Are you going to be in the calf? You can also take the foot to the thigh here. My pants are a little slippery, so I can't be there today. So the reason why I'm having you engage there, so a lot of people kind of hang in the hip here. So if you are in all four corners of the feet, Kind of think about pressing through the heel and the big toe and pinky toe mounts. Could you grow taller getting out of that hip? Whew, makes it a lot more challenging. There's a lot more going on in tree, a good tree, than what we think by just scratching the surface. Good. And then try to stay out of that hip. When you're ready, maybe you can take that knee forward. Maybe you can reach. Again, press through the big toe mounds and the heels. And then from here, we'll come back down. Good. Shake out this leg. We're going to do that all again on the other side. So from here, right hip, knee, and toe are coming forward. You want that little softness in the knee. Good. Get a feel for all four corners of your feet. Big toe mound, pinky toe mound, both sides of the heel, a little bit of a lift of the arch. Good. So we're lifting up out of that hip. Good. Hands can be anywhere you want them. Maybe you're going to be in a kickstand. Maybe you're going to be at the calf. Maybe you're going to take that foot to the thigh. So remember, you want calf or thigh, not the knee joint. Good. Again, could you grow taller? So here's hanging in the hip, just so you get a visual. Here's lifting out of the hip. Lift out of the hip, grow taller. And staying with your breath, staying with your intention. And then when you're ready, could you stay out of that hip as you lift? Whew. And when you're ready, carefully coming back in. Good. And shake out that supporting leg. Good. Great job. From here, when you're ready, coming to the top of our mat, we're going to flow down and we're going to stay down and start to get into our juicy yin poses. So from here, big inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. From the bow, you're going to step or hop back into plank pose. You choose. Take or skip or flow. Good. And from your downward facing dog, we're going to drop down to our knees. Good. And then we're going to find a nice child's pose. So for this one, I'm going to recommend taking your knees a little bit wider. Okay. And then maybe big toes touch, maybe they don't. So we're going to be here for a couple minutes. So if you need to build yourself up here with a bolster, a couple blocks, some folded blankets, then go ahead and put those right here. Otherwise, I'm just going to come right into my juicy child's pose. And I'm going to remember, yin is active practice. So I'm still drawing up from pubic bone behind the navel, and my belly button is in. And I'm still trying to find expansion in the rib cage. Good. Focus on your intention, maybe the third eye, as we spend 2 juicy minutes right here. And we're halfway there. And we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully take your hands underneath your shoulders. Carefully press yourself up. Good. All right. So a lot happens in child's pose the longer you stay there. So from here, I'm going to bring my blanket back in, and we're going to come to a Janu Sarsabhat. I'm not even going to say the Sanskrit because I just keep messing up. My tongue doesn't want to say it. So this is going to be a head to knee, forward bend, forward fold. I'm going to bring in a block here. Some of you will use it, some of you will not. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left leg forward. Good. So I'm flexing that foot so you can see my toes here. Toes are coming towards the face. Good. And I'm going to bring my right foot in towards that right thigh. And before I do anything else, I'm going to just do a little check here and make sure that I'm in an anterior tilt of the pelvis. So my tailbone's coming back a little bit. My hip bones are rocking forward. Good. So from here, what the block is for is you can put this at, any length here on the outside of this foot, so long as you can at least reach the foot or maybe go beyond the foot with your hands. And I'm going to bring this in. We're going to be here for 3 minutes. So I want to make sure we are good there. So nice and tall, zip up from pubic bone to behind the navel. Inhale, exhale, hinge and fold, long spine. And then when you can come no more, take the hands down. Good. Again, you want the block, you can. If you're bringing it in, remember, no death grip. Breathe and expand into that back body. And another thing I like to think about with yin, as it is an active practice, try not to go into your deepest layer or your deepest stretch right off the bat. Think about maybe 85 to 90%, and then just let your body sink in to the deeper stretches and layer as it's ready. You're going to give your body some space to be able to move and sink in. Good. So we're getting ready to enter into the second minute. It's usually into the second minute at this point when my body feels like it wants to kind of relax and release and sink a little bit deeper here. So I'm letting it, and I'm letting it do that on my exhales. Good, going into the final minute now. So even though I said 3 minutes, if 3 minutes is not your jam today, then don't stay there for 3 minutes. Listen to your body and come out. Especially if there's pain, numbness, tingling, or burning sensations going on, you definitely don't want to stay and hang out with those. That means you've gone past your limit. And we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Carefully come out of there. The back side's going to be a little vulnerable. That's okay. We're just going to do a real gentle little twisty here. So I'm just going to take this foot up. You can leave it here. You can cross it over. I'm just going to get a gentle twist to one side. Nice and gentle. I'm going to leave this leg right where it is. Gentle twist to the other side. Good, and back to center. We're going to do that again right onto the other side. So from here, good. We're going to switch out our legs. So now your right leg's going to come forward. Good. We're going to go ahead and pull in this left foot, but find an anterior tilt of the pelvis because you likely lost it. So tailbone goes behind, hip bones come forward. Good. I'm reaching this leg long. I've got flexion in the foot, so my toes are towards my face. My left foot is into my thigh. Good. I've got my block ready here because I will likely use it. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, big inhale, reach. Exhale, hinge from the hips, and we'll fold. Good. So think about that 85 to 95, 80 to 90%-ish. Breathing into the back body. And go ahead and notice how this side compares to the other. So this side is very different for me than the other side, even though I'm doing it the exact same way. Good. Check in with breath, check in with intention. We're in the second minute. Good. So now as your body starts to open up a little bit more, if it's safe for you, you can allow it to sink deeper on the exhales, but don't force it. It'll go by itself when it's ready. Good. Getting ready to enter our final minute here. Good. And even though this is an active pose, active practice, could you still find somewhere to soften? So for me, that's softening through the face just now. Just keep with the expansion. Breathe into the back body. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So remember, carefully come out of there. Good. Notice how you feel. Might be a little bit vulnerable on the backside. That's normal. And then from here, we're going to take that gentle rotation. So you can leave your foot here. You can cross it over if you want to. Inhale, exhale. I'm going to go to my left side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, other side. And coming back into center. Great job. From here, I'm going to carefully undo. I'm going to come to my knees. Good. And we're going to set up for a dragon. that's going to go into a pigeon pose. And so this will be the last thing we do on both sides before we come down onto our backs. So from here, I am going to create a little bit of a cushion. So just a little bit more softness for my knees here. Good. I'm going to keep that bolster close because I never know when I might need it. Blocks or something else that you might want to keep close to. So from here, I'm going to come into my dragon. Good. And I'm going to start by coming onto my right side first, just so you can easier see what I do with this leg. I'll scoot back just a little bit here. Good. So I'm going to take my right foot forward. Good. And then I'm going to come forward. As I come forward, hands are going to come down. I'm going to tuck my back toe. I'm going to lift that knee and I'm going to take it behind me just a little bit. So remember, we don't want the knee to be under the hip. From here, both hands can come on the inside of that foot. For some of us, this is where you might choose to stay. Some people like to take this leg out a little bit wider, but still facing hip, knees, and toes a little bit more forward. I like to go into more of an external rotation here, hip, knee, and toes turning out away from the body. You can stay up again. You can come to forearms onto a bolster or a block, or maybe even the floor. And we're going to be here for 2 minutes. So again, think about 80 to 90%-ish. Remember, this is active. So if you're on your forearms, you don't want to collapse to the shoulders. You still want to be supported here. Belly button is still in. Remember, your body will let you know when it's ready to sink in deeper. We'll do that on the exhales. As we begin to enter that final minute here, if you're in the external rotation and you want to roll onto the edge of the foot, you can. I usually do, but I don't all the time. And sometimes I will on some sides, and other times I won't on the other side, just because that's how hips are. Good. So make sure you're not collapsing through the shoulders. Belly button is still in. Got a final 30 seconds here. And we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. I'm going to roll back onto my foot. I'm going to carefully come up onto my hands. I'm going to walk my foot back in. Good. I'm just going to sink back just for a moment, just for a little bit of a counter getting out of there. And then when you're ready, I'm going to come forward. We're going to come to pigeon on the right side. So I'll show you belly down and I'll show you another option here. So I'm just going to let that foot continue to heel toe over here. I want my heel to be closer to that left hip crease. It probably will not touch, and that's okay. Good. And then I'm just working this back leg down. You want this hip to also come down or be supported. So another reason why I like this kind of blanket here is because sometimes I just need a little support and I can kind of tuck that in there and do so. Otherwise, if you've got a lot of space here, please don't stay here when you've got a whole lot of space, or if this is what you look like in kind of a belly down pigeon. Instead, I would like for you to kind of roll over onto your back, crossing right ankle over the left knee. This is the exact same hip rotation. You're getting those exact same muscles. It's just less intense on your joints here, and it's a little bit safer, and you don't have joints kind of floating in the air. So this is your option here if belly down is not for you. But I'm going to come back here, and we're going to be here for 2.5 minutes. So be mindful. Good, and you can be up, you can be down, you can have support. Good, if you're belly down, try to keep your weight through center, try not to dump it all into that hip. And breathe and expand. So gentle reminder, pain, numbness, tingling, burning, not normal sensations. If you feel any of those, please back off until you do not. Good. Breathe. One more minute to go. And about 30 seconds. Oh, sorry, we're not doing 3 minutes, we're doing 2.5. Now we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully, if you're on your back, carefully undo, roll over to your side, come up to a seat. Those of you that are belly down, carefully come up, carefully release. Good. From here, and we'll all take this one, I'm just going to come forward slightly, just kind of lengthening a little bit. I'm not collapsing into my hips. And then from here, when you're ready, we're going to take that right into the other side, starting with dragon. So find support if you need support. I'm just going to kind of come up here and reset. Good. I'm going to take my left foot forward. I'm just going to move over a little bit here. Good. The left foot's going to come forward. I'm going to take my hands down. I'm going to tuck that back toe. I'm going to lift. I'm going to shift that knee back just a little bit here. Good. And then from here, you decide, do you want to be here? Do you want to take this leg out a little bit wider? Do you want to go into the external rotation? And you choose. Maybe you want to stay up. Maybe you want to come onto forearms. Again, you choose. And I'm going to come right here. We're going to be here for 2 minutes. Again, remember, 80 to 90-ish. Your body will sink in when it's ready. Active pose here, so belly button is in. Our shoulders are plugged back into their pockets. Steady breath. Come back into your intention. And as we begin to enter that final minute, good. I'm going to make the decision to rock onto the edge of my left foot today. You're free not to do that. Always do what's best for you. I'm still breathing. Good. Watch your shoulders. Did you collapse? Or can you press out of there? And if you can't stay out of your shoulders and keep you from collapsing, that's when we know we need to have a support under the trunk and midsection of our body. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. From here, I'm going to take my foot back down. I'm going to carefully come up. Good. And I'm just going to kind of rock it back just a little bit here, just for a moment, coming out of there. And then from here, decide where you need to be for pigeon on the side. Do you need to be on your back with your left knee crossed over, left ankle crossed over right knee? Or are you going to come down and heel toe over? Good. So heel's going to come closer to the hip crease. It doesn't have to touch it. Good. Make sure your left hip is grounded here if you're going to do belly down. And then when you're ready, good. We'll be here for 2.5 minutes. Our weight is through the center. Helps me sometimes to square off my hips a little bit. So whatever hip that you're opening, so for on this side, this is the left side. Think about taking the left hip back, right hip forward a little bit. Sometimes that helps. Breathe and expand. And those of you, whether you're belly down or on your back, we're not letting the core go here. So we're still trying to zip up from the pubic bone to behind the navel. You're taking strong, active, expansive breaths here. We're keeping our intention in mind. Stay with breath. Get about 30 more seconds here. A friendly reminder, pain, numbness, tingling, burning, not normal. If you feel those, carefully come out. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So from here, those of you that are on your back, you're free to just stay there, just carefully undo. I'm going to just come around here for a minute. Good. And I'm going to come back forward. Whew. Coming out of there. And then from here, crossing my ankles, bringing it back forward, taking my hair clip out as we come down, preparing for Shavasana. Now, we have this block here, or not block, but a bolster. So I'm going to bring that in and I'm going to slide that under my thighs here in a moment. And I'm also going to grab one of my folded blankets. I'm going to use that as a neck pillow in a moment. But as you come down here, let's do one little short, easy, and I shouldn't say easy, but more gentle inversion here. Certainly when we compare it to headstand or shoulder stand or something like that. So I'm just going to roll my shoulders back. I've got a bend in my knees. Hips, knees, and toes are going to track here. Good. Pressing evenly into both feet. So I'm just going to lift. And a gentle bridge. And then from here, taking that down. Good. So coming into the Shavasana from here, you can use props or not. So if you're not, you can just let everything kind of come long and flop open. You can have a bend in the knees. You can be on your side. You can be on your belly. I'm going to be right here, all nice and supported. I'm just going to kind of wiggle for a moment here, getting a little bit more settled. Good. And I will leave us right here for a few moments, practicing the hardest yoga pose of all, being still. Bring your attention again to your intention, the heart center, or your third eye. And taking some deep breaths here. Choose stillness or gently take head and neck from side to side. Choose stillness or maybe invite some movement into the fingers and the toes. Choose stillness or maybe taking knees into the chest. Choosing to keep the upper body lowered or maybe lifted for a full body hug. And choosing stillness or moving any props out of the way that you may have used for your Shavasana time today. Taking legs long in front of you, arms long behind you, and reach and lengthen from the edge of the fingertips to the edge of the toes. Full body stretch, point and flex through the feet, bend and stretch through the hands, twirling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then in the other. And then from here, whenever you're ready, carefully bending in both knees, and you choose rolling over onto your right or left side, the side that works best for you. Taking a moment here to pause, and then when you're ready, pressing yourself up into another comfortable seat, maybe the same one you started with, maybe a different one entirely. Good. So as you find that tall seat, remember we want ears, shoulders, and hips in alignment. Fingertips to the side, noticing how you feel now versus when you first started this practice. Palms up towards the ceiling. Inhale, reach, 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 and lengthen nice and tall, touching palms together. Exhale, hands in the heart center. Reconnecting with that intention you made for yourself one more time. And we'll take our thumbs to our forehead for good and true thoughts. To our lips for good and kind words. and to our hearts for open and loving hearts, knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. May you have a wonderful day or evening ahead. Namaste.